As stated earlier, I've got in the studio this morning Mr. Tavesh Chetty. He's the Chief Financial Officer of the Bazimbi Local Municipality. Good morning, Tavesh.
Good morning. Good morning.
And then I've also got Stephen Mugapi. He's the Director of Technical Services at the Tabazimbi Local Municipality. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, sir.
Nice talking to you people this morning about this very important subject. I want to kick off with you, Tavesh. Many residents have heard about RT29 and the smart metering project, but I think may not fully understand it. What exactly is the project and why is it important for Tabazimbi Local Municipality?
Thank you for the opportunity. The municipality is rolling out the smart electricity metering project in certain areas within the municipality area. This project is being implemented by Vodacom as part of National Treasury's RT29 transversal contract. And the aim of the project is to install new meters in households that currently require meters, as well as to replace any old or faulty electricity meters with the smart prepaid meters. This project and these meters will help improve the service delivery and support accurate billing, as well as reduce electricity interruptions and give residents the better control over their electricity usage. Smart meters allow you to track your electricity use, manage your spending, and pay as you go. This means there will be fewer surprises for our community members and better control over their monthly electricity costs. It is important to note that communities supplied directly by Eskom are not included for this program.
Yeah. Stephen, why has the municipality decided to implement this project now?
Sure. The municipality's last installation of meters, or the oldest meters in the municipality, they're about 12 years old. So over a period of time, you have meters that have become faulty. Our customer care is inundated on a monthly basis with customer complaints. For the month of June alone, we've got over 320 complaints of smart metering. People can't load electricity, can't see their meter readings, and that becomes a big problem because some of the keypads are old, do not work, and so on. So the infrastructure is old, and there's a big reliance on our personnel. The electrician who's supposed to fix an outage must now decide between fixing an outage and going to load electricity for a OMA that's sitting in Waterberg Street, instead of going to a substation. So that's mainly the part of the reasons why. And the second part is also fixing that there is proper billing and modernizing of this whole metering system. We seek to, after this phase, to further be able to load as you buy electricity, that it just from the point of sale, it gets loaded electronically, remotely into the meter, that you don't have to get home and punch any numbers. So I think it's moving towards modernizing and keeping up with the times, given the old infrastructure the municipality has.
Yeah. Tavesh, you are the Chief Financial Officer. Now, I just want to find out from you, who is funding this project? And what does this mean for residents?
So it is important to note that the municipality applied to take part on this program all the way back in 2024. And it has been a long process, but we are extremely grateful to have been selected for this program. So the program will be fully funded through National Treasury's RT29 program. And it is in partnership between National Treasury, Sanedi, Vodacom, and Tabazimbi Local Municipality. It's important to note that there are no upfront costs to any of our residents, or there won't be any qualifying costs for our residents as well. It's important to note that the future benefits for this municipality is that through this program, it will allow us to have additional municipal funds that will be available for additional service delivery priorities. And to ensure that the municipality in the long term, we move towards a more sustainable platform, and that we reduce our municipal debt, particularly that with Eskom.
Yeah. Stephen, to you, what benefits will residents experience once the smart meters have been installed?
Well, the main benefits is that they are now receiving. It's like receiving a new vehicles. If you used to have an old Land Cruiser, you're now getting a new 2025, 2026 brand new Land Cruiser.
That sounds good.
Well, it comes with the metering comes with a lot of benefits that they are now online. You would be able, we then in the whole installation they are installed with SIM card. They come fully installed with SIM cards that they communicate with the pole and communicate with our system. So within the municipality, and that's also a technical department, we will have a screen where we can see each and every meter that tells us meter number, which tent number it is, and the residents will also give us their full particulars, contact details, and the name of the resident there. So if there's a problem with the meter, we can easily identify it even prior. So if there's meters that are not vending, we can even go there and just check that if there's a problem before the meter. Let's say, for instance, you find that the resident has purchased electricity, but there's something with the meter prior to those units ending. We're able to pick it up in time to go then and address. So there'll be alarms in if there's any tampering or any fault in the meter. So you're definitely getting a brand new 79 series
Land Cruiser. Okay. Yeah. Tavesh, now how will the smart metering project help the municipality financially? Because I think many municipalities are suffering these days.
No, that is very true, and it's notwithstanding the fact that we know that Tabazimbi municipality, we have been a distressed municipality for a number of years. I do believe that through these projects and the improvements we are making, we are moving into a much better situation going forward. So in particular with this smart metering project, we know that it will drastically improve our revenue collection, because prepaid electricity, you're going to be paying upfront for it, and it's much better than the conventional method of collecting revenue from a municipality's point of view. More importantly, it is also going to assist with a reduced electricity theft and tampering. And accounts-wise for our customers, it will also improve the billing accuracy. And there's a better management of electricity distribution, which will also lead to a more increase in the financials, the sustainability of the municipality. And as I had mentioned earlier, this program will allow the municipality to ensure that there are additional funds available for infrastructure and service delivery priorities.
Yeah. Stephen, now my understanding is that this project is being rolled out in phases. Can you explain what residents should expect during the rollout?
The residents can expect that, well, firstly, is that the phases it's in 2 phases, which we anticipate. The first phase has got a total units of 3,500 meters that we want to install in the current phase. The period is estimated to be 2 months installation period, and in this period there will be so the residents or the customer, the team that then approaches or gets into the resident, they will then go into a house. They then take a picture of what they find in terms of the meter in itself, the same meter in the pole. If there's whatever units that is, if the person has got 100 units, the picture of those 100 units will then be captured, and then for a transfer into the new unit. with our anticipated start date, which will communicate it, so it's about next week when we're starting. We'll start in extension 5 and extension 6 with the first meter installation. From there, we'll then go to extension 2, and then we'll go to Ipelecheng. Then we've got town as well, and we've got in town. There's got quite a number of meters. So we anticipate that the 3,500 meters will then be installed in town, Ipelecheng, extension 6, extension 5. So that is what in the next 2 months residents can expect. Areas like 12 Boom, Waterberg, they'll come in the later phases, in the later phase that we have planned. So within the next 2 months, it will be quite intense, but the municipality, I think our position is to say, let us fix what has been a problem. Let's find out what the challenges have been, document that for audit purposes, so that in future we are able to know where we come from with the customer and start to have a database that talks to the meter and the resident. So we're basically modernizing and doing a proper database of all our meters that any of the residents will be able to use without a hassle that currently the residents are facing. So that's maybe what in terms of the phases and how it's going to be rolled out, what the residents can expect. There will not be any what's the right word? There will not be any effort to change or to what's the right word here for be not penalized, or what's the right word to use. Let's say we find there's something with a meter, and it's maybe due to an electrician that went and then changed something in the meter. The approach of the municipality is to fix that problem so that it's restored. Then there's compliance or a COC that is then after the whole installation, the entire installation should be compliant as per the regulations or SNS standards. So the installation will be certified at the end of the day. So that's basically what the residents can expect during the rollout.
Yeah. Stephen, I think also from a safety point of view, how can residents identify authorized auditors and the installers?
We have looked at official municipal identification cards, which we are serializing, so that each name and each person has got a serial number and a picture of the person within that identification. That can be confirmed by taking a picture and sending to our customer care to make sure that the person who's the card holder and the one that the serial number is the same person, and indeed they're supposed to be in the area that they are in. And so that will give us a way to ensure that residents do not get somebody who, when the team is working in extension 5, you don't have somebody working in town with the same name. So that definitely will not have happen with the measures that we put in with the identification cards, as well as the authorization letters that will be signed by the municipality. The residents can also expect that the persons or personnel will then be also wearing a clearly identifiable uniform. We will give the currently still we will then show a picture in our social media of what that uniform looks like, and so that residents there's no confusion. You don't have a red reflector vest and another guy has got a yellow one, another guy the orange one, so that there's uniformity within the installation. So residents can expect that we endeavor to place their safety at utmost importance, because we understand that we live in a country sometimes where people take chances and want to even sometimes ask for payment for the installation. They must not pay any percent for this installation. It's all free. Anybody who comes and requests any money for during the installation should be reported to our customer care line immediately, and will escalate and deal with that person expediently. So thank you. Yeah.
Stephen, sorry, I still want to stay with you. Now, some residents may be worried if the current installation has been damaged or illegally altered. What should they know?
that the municipality is there to help them, number one. The municipality, firstly and foremost, owns the infrastructure that is in their houses. It's a selling point that the municipality is using with the residents, and it's an allocation, but the infrastructure generally belongs to the municipality. And if there's any problem that is there, we will then fix it, and to ensure that there is no challenges with regards to legality. If we find that there's been possibly tampering, and sometimes the resident might buy or is renting and they find that they found the installation in such a case, we'll look into that on a case-to-case basis, and so that ultimately we want to treat all the residents the same residents that are paying their rates, their electricity, and the neighbor is not. We are to ultimately make sure that everybody is treated the same and is paying for the same service that they get from the municipality. So our efforts is to ensure that we standardize the entire vending experience or selling of electricity as per the constitution demands. So I think residents should not be worried about the installation. Is all free, there's no cost to the residents, and what we're doing is to fix it. And if there's something that they feel is untoward or that has happened, they must be honest and cooperate with us, and we will walk the journey with the residents to ensure. But I believe there will be very few of those from our honest residents. If there's any, we will also walk the journey with those that would not want to follow the right rules of our country. But I believe our effort is to treat everybody in the respect that they deserve, and in the law complying approach that we will apply, and that our first approach is to assist the residents to make sure that the installation is done and installed in a way that is benefits the residents. I think that is the bottom line of the entire reason for the installations.
Stephen, no, excuse me. Sorry, in the unlikely situation, if somebody would refuse to have the new meter installed, what will happen?
We do not expect that there will be those precedents that will refuse, but it is true that there is a possibility. We'll deal with it on a case-by-case basis. The municipality seeks to upgrade the equipment or the vending equipment that we have in this form of smart meters, from old to new, so that the persons that are unable to read to their meter tokens, they are now able to. People who are unable to load meters into units into their meters, they are now able to. If there's a problem with the meter and it shuts down the electricity for the resident because the person now cannot load tokens anymore, whatever the case will be, this installation takes away the problem. So there's more benefits to the installation, and we do not expect that residents do not want to participate in this. What is saving them and what is modernizing their user experience. So we do not anticipate that there will be a problem, and if there's an issue, those must be raised properly through the channels, so that we can then, within the installation period, then get to understand what the challenge is, what the reasons are, if there's any, and then we engage with the residents through our channels and through our counselors, so that we can understand what the challenge is. If there's any refusal, we believe it will be rational, it will be based on reasons if there's any. But like I said, we do not expect that there will be such, because there's more benefits in joining this program, which the municipality is doing to the infrastructure that we as a municipality own and are supplying as a point of supply to our residents. So I believe it should be well. If not, it will be on a case-by-case basis.
Great. Tavesh, just before we take an advert break, question to you. Now, will this project create opportunities for local employment and economic development?
Yes, most definitely. Part of these initiatives are meant to assist our local community. We know out there at the moment it is very difficult for a lot of our residents and our youth in particular. So this program, our local labor forms part of the grant, and we will be providing a mentoring and training as well as a skills transfer to the officials that will form part of this program. It is important to note that our interested community members that do want to form a part of this local labor development, they should look out for the application links that will be on the official communication platforms from next week. There is also an element of materials and consumables that will need to be procured for the rollout of this program, and obviously a preference will be given to our local suppliers to be utilized for the installation process.
And that's the voice of Tavesh Chetty. He's the Chief Financial Officer of the Bazimbi Local Municipality. And with him is Stephen Mugapi. He's the Director of Technical Services. And we're talking about the awareness program for the installation of the smart metering project. Stay tuned. We are just going to break away for a quick advert and maybe music, but stay tuned and then we talk later to these two gentlemen.
Hallo, my naam is Dirk van der Westhuizen en jy luister na Waterberg Stereo 104.9 FM.
Nou, ons gaan voort met die gesprek wat ek het vanmôre met die hoofuitvoerende of die hooffinansiële officer, dis nou Tavesh Chetty, en ek het Stephen Mugapi so, hy is die direkteur van tegniese dienste hier in Bazimbi. Tavesh, what role does SANEDI and National Treasury play in this project?
Right, so National Treasury is the funding and governance structure for the project. SANEDI will serve as the technical oversight and provide expertise. Vodacom will be the implementing agent on the project, and the municipality will be responsible for the local implementation and community engagement.
I think also important is good communication. Now, how will the residents stay informed throughout the project?
So over the last few weeks, we have been engaging on a few communication strategies. We have been circulating numerous videos and communiques on all of our social media platforms. We know that the success of this project also the success of this project will rely a lot on the assistance of our ward councillors for where the projects will be implemented. So we had also had a information session with our ward councillors, briefing them on the project itself. Our community members should look out for any communiques that will be provided on our municipal website, our social media platforms, community radio, newspapers, official notices, and any of the other dedicated inquiry channels.
Okay. Stephen, now looking beyond the current rollout, how does this project prepare Bazimbi now for future smart municipality initiatives?
No, thank you. It does in a big way. Given that it's winter, currently what you have within you've got sometimes what we will have is overloading of local transformers, local lines, due to consumption patterns that are not expected or predefined. And so what this now does, it allows us to map out to the user consumption patterns. It allows us to know each area what is the consumption in kilowatt hours, and we'll know that will also help us in our planning in terms of town development. We know did also an element of indigent. There's people who maybe cannot afford electricity and use as minimum units in a month. That knowledge is something that previously was not could not be determined or be mapped out. Now we will be able to have our lower users and mid users to higher users consumption. So that patterns will be very helpful in the in town planning. Because we need to also plan to say that the a transformer at extension 5 or in town extension 18 has high users, and therefore we need to be upgraded in the next year or two. Already it's overdue for an upgrade given the consumption patterns that we have. We have some instances where ESCOM last year actually wrote to us that we exceeded the threshold of allowable kilowatts that that was into the agreement. Now, those are some things that, given this this new system, it allows us to map up, and we can even project into the future of what the electricity demands are for Thabazimbi. So it's a very good tool for us to do better planning. And also, like I stated earlier on, the idea is that when you purchase electricity, even through the app, through the banking app, once it's loaded, the idea is that because it's now, like I said, they come with SIM cards. They're online. They are now online. So there's a function which is innate, which is there within the system, which will not activate now in the current phase, but at a later phase, so that we're not confused. But there'll be people that can say, I want to, when I buy electricity, that on my banking app, I want to see it go up on my units on my metering device, which is something that this system then allows us. So I think definitely does prepare us for future technologies. We can say every maybe 10 years, because there's there's improvement in technology. We've got AI, we've got when we don't know now, there's artificial intelligence. Now there's talk of super AI, which is now coming to play. So the idea is that we at least foresee in the next 10 years that this will be serving the municipality in a way that can provide better services and has the data that the municipality can use for planning and future growth. I think we intend in the next coming years to see that there's growth, one in Thabazimbi, Northern, in other areas. And this data and this new technology enables us to, even when businesses seek to come and invest in the municipality, some of this information becomes available during their investigations to say, this is where we are, this is the type of consumers we have, and that creates a lot of opportunities for businesses.
Excellent. Tavesh, a message from your side. What would you like to leave with the residents?
And I think it's important that our residents support the project and allow the authorized officials access onto the properties so that we can roll out the project successfully. I want to emphasize the fact that our community should not pay anyone during the installation process. They should not be paying any of the officials that will be coming in doing work on the properties and on the meters. It is also important for our community members to report any suspicious activities that they may see throughout the rollout of this program. And as we had mentioned, this is the first phase of Thabazimbi trying to move towards a better smart operating metering system. So it is important that we get the first project done correctly, successfully, and show that improvement. I mean, the municipality will be working very hard to ensure we can get additional funding for other projects from National Treasury to assist our community in improving and going forward. So it is important that the community, together with the team that will be coming out on their sites, and the municipality, that we all work together to improve and to provide a better service delivery for our community members in Thabazimbi.
Excellent. Stephen, now what are you going to say now? We're going to hold you liable for this, so you must now carefully think what you're going to answer. Now, so if residents would look back 1 year from now, what changes do you hope that they will have experienced because of the RT29 smart metering project? So you must think very carefully now.
Yeah. I think I can maybe even relate it with myself. Should my electricity finish whilst, let's say, I'm not, I don't pay attention to the meter, and the electricity finish, I should not have anxiety that I must check that my neighbor is available for me to go and plug my unit so that I can load electricity. That's anxiety that I personally have if the electricity ends. Now, this project for me should remove that anxiety from me, that it is easier to purchase electricity. It's easier to punch it into the meter, even if the units do deplete, because the communications between the home unit and the pole unit or the external unit can communicate effortlessly without a problem. I think at inception they brought in batteries, so you'll be able to plug in batteries that the unit can communicate with the external unit, so that when you punch in the numbers, you should just load immediately. But what we currently have with the units that newer units that were installed a few years ago, that function still does not exist. So for me, that is a measure that I think my anxiety in a year's time will be less, will not be as a result of electricity units. And that, again, in looking back, we should be able to see faster fault restoration of any of the faulty meters, that they are attended to quicker, and that there's also, when there's a problem, that the municipality is able to quickly replace the meter. And then, because currently if your meter goes, the part of the anxiety you will have is that the municipality must have a meter to replace it. If not, there's a chance that you'll be in the dark, because the system is old and there hasn't been any replacement parts to fix those things. So now, in essence, this better experience allows us to have better service delivery to our residents. We're not saying that the process will, the anticipation that the process will be seamless, it will go well, but we know we live in a real world. There's some instances where there'll be teething challenges here and there, but there will not be many. But if they occur, we will be able to meet and fix that problem in shorter periods of time than we were able to in the past. So it's all our efforts to increase customer satisfaction and service delivery with regards to electricity vending in this instance. So I think that is my answer on this. I think it's more of an issue of anxiety. So it would be very difficult for you to measure me on it, because how do you measure anxiety? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good answer. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today and sharing this valuable information with our listeners. Any message from your side?
No, thank you. We want to just thank you for the opportunity, and just stress on the fact that we encourage all residents to support this important initiative and to kindly contact the municipality if they have any questions.
Excellent. Now, I think just before we end, please remind our listeners where they can obtain more information or report concerns.
So our platforms would be the official municipal customer care, as well as the project inquiry, and the contact details are as follows: 083 703 2804. They can also contact us via social media platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp channels, and they can have a look at the municipal website as well for any further information, which will be www.wzimbi.gov.za.
And those were the voices of the West Jetty. He's the Chief Financial Officer, and Stephen Mugapi, He's the Director of Technical Services at the Tabazimbi Local Municipality, and we talked about the new smart metering project. Gentlemen, thank you very much, and good luck with all your endeavors, and I'm sure this will be a great success.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tabazimbi Local Municipality, working together for prosperity.